with you at Deutschland. Yeah. Fun, huh? I like it most of the time, except when I'm held by immigration or the customs guard. So my friend Amy and I were coming from Amsterdam, yeah. We're driving along. Didn't we have a good weekend, Amy? Yeah, we had a great weekend. God, it was so fantastic. Yeah, the life is fantastic. We're coming up to the Belgian border. I go, you know, Amy, I got a really bad feeling about this. She goes, what? I said, you know, it's in my stomach. She goes, oh, your stomach is sick. And you're so Christian. Get over it. I said, I'm getting over that. I said, there's something wrong here. I really feel this, Amy. And she said, we had a fantastic time in Amsterdam. We did what girls should do in Amsterdam. And there should be no problem. You're paranoid. We get through the Belgian border. Nobody was there. I felt like I was paranoid. Okay, so we drive to Aachen. We're there. We're going home because she's married to a German. And, you know, that's where we have to get back in the country. She speaks German. So there we are. We decided what we were going to say, the whole big deal. He goes, where have you been in Germany? She goes, Amsterdam, yeah. We were going to be in Brussels, remember? So I'm sitting there just knowing, I know something's coming, I just know it. He goes, redhead, out of the car. So he takes me back. He goes, they stand right here. He was my size. Anyway, he's standing right here, his mustache, you know. And he goes, there are drugs. I said, I don't know anything about any drugs. And he goes, fair are they? I said, there's absolutely nothing on me. He goes, you lie. I can see it in your eyes. I said, well, you know, you're free to check me. He said, oh, I will. We are going to strip search you, we are going to strip search the car, we are going to put the dogs on everything, and you are going to go with me. Maybe he's bluffing. And so I'm standing there, and Amy feels guilty now. So she gets out of the car. She goes, officer, I feel really bad. My friend is not involved in this. She has nothing to do with this. Absolutely nothing. Okay, I have 3 joints in my boot. So he says, very good. Now there are the drugs. She goes, I swear to God, there's nothing else. And he said, I don't believe you. So we were held for 5 hours. And we had to wait for a nice big German lady to come and show us orifice that we never had. That's what they do. Because you know you could have a Pepsi bottle up there. It's true. They told us. They said, we think you have a Pepsi bottle. I said, I don't think so. If it doesn't smush, it doesn't go up. So we go in, and they tell us we're going to get our stomachs pumped. Now, I don't know about you guys, but no. So I'm going, okay, Amy, you talk German. Get us out of this. Well, with these 20 German police, they were sitting back there. They're doing the whole thing on the number on the car. The woman's coming, and I'm sitting there. They go, sprechen Sie Deutsch? And I said, halte die Klappe, which means shut your mouth, but it's the only thing that I knew. And they didn't find it very amusing, but at least they knew that I wasn't too nervous. So soon I had to go to the bathroom. You think stress makes you go to the bathroom. So I said, entschuldigen Sie bitte, Toiletten, you know. And he says, I go with you. So we go together, and they lock you in. And you know, you have a sneaky suspicion when you get locked in the bathroom. Why? So I turn around, and there's no flusher, right? Well, at this point in your life, you only have rights on what to do with your poop and what not to do with it, because that's the only right you've got. They're going to go through everything else. So I said, this is mine due, and I'm hanging on to it. So I knock on the door, and I'm going to get very personal with you, why not? And, you know, I was on my monthly, so he has his plastic gloves, and he goes, into everything. Looking it all up, he goes, I know the kind of girl you are. So we go back. And to make a long story very long, my friend is working on them. And she's told them, this album hasn't come out yet. And I'm like, nobody cares. The record company thinks I'm an absolute waste of time. And so she's telling them that I'm really big in America, yeah. And he's going, really giving her some attention. So he comes up to me right before we have to go get her stomach pumped. They have to take us to the hospital. And he says, do you know Phil Collins? As a matter of fact, 5 years ago, I did a B-side with Phil. He doesn't know about it. But the label put, you know, that's what they do with no-name artists. They put them with bigger ones, trying to hope that somebody will take pity on them. So I said, as a matter of fact, officer, I did a B-side with Phil Collins. We made a CD together. And he comes up and he stands right here and he goes, I can see it in your eyes. You did. I said, yes, I did. He goes, well, I love Phil. And he said, you may go. When you make your B-side, make sure it's with Phil.